You had your first daughter when you were 16, and you had mentioned in past interviews that you sort of felt judged. How was it to raise a child so young, and how did you handle that judgment? Because you're such like a strong woman today.
A boss. That's
Well,
why we
you're
have you on
truly
this
a boss,
podcast.
It's true.
I don't know if I'm strong or just stubborn.
Both are great.
But
Yes.
no, I honestly felt more judged after I got out of my community, because where I grew up, that wasn't abnormal to have a child at a young age. I think there was about 41 girls who had kids. Some had more.
Wow.
So, and then whenever you grow out of it and you're in your 20s, people are like, wait, you have a kid? And even to this day, they're like, wait, you had so it was a little bit later on that I felt that they kind of put a stigma on it more than, oh, you did a great job kind of thing. But I do get that as well. So it's not all dim and, like just the end of the world kind of judgment. But
I'm curious career-wise, because we've never had a teen mom on our episode before. What was it like? Did you have to put certain things on hold, or did you have a support system that was able to care for your child? Or, how did that go with sort of you launching your career?
actually, no, my mom actually happened to be a stay-at-home mom who babysat for a living. So I had that support in the sense of I knew where my child was and she was with my mom. But when I was, to this day, I don't know how I did it because I feel so old now. So I'm like, there's no way I could have accomplished that. But I went to college, and it was a conservatory, but I did have to give up a little bit of different things. I had a scholarship at a major university that required me not to work. So I couldn't do that position because I had to work at the same time. But I would get up at 6 a.m, get myself ready for school, get Selena ready for school. Then I would take her to school. I would go to school, and I would go to work. And then I would come home, and I would have to do her homework and then do my homework and go to sleep and do it again.
So you're not used to busy schedules. That is amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
and so right out of high school, it was, I just wanted, I kind of feel like she saved me in an odd way. And it's like, I'm not trying to encourage, because what happened with us is an anomaly. Like, it's like everybody says, oh, go speak about teen pregnancy. And I'm going, my child's a superstar. I don't know that I should,
I see.
send the wrong
sure.
message
Sure.
But when I got pregnant, I had no goals. I didn't really care about much. I was getting suspended from school. I was, hanging around the wrong crowd. And then when I got pregnant, I was like, oh, I have another person depending on me. I've got to straighten out my stuff. So then I ended up graduating with honors and was prom queen. And I'm only mentioning that because it does get you scholarships.
I think that's fantastic.
I love that.
That's
I love
wonderful.
that.
I was like so embarrassed that I'm not that person. I was so embarrassed that I didn't leave the table when they announced my name. I was sitting there going, no. And all my friends were laughing at me. I go, I am not going up there. You guys voted to make this happen to me. And
that's hysterical.
yeah, and I went up there and the girls all excited, where do you want your crown? I'm like, can you just stick it on my head, please? I am so embarrassed right now.
Oh, no.
But yeah.
That's a wonderful story.
That is a great story.
So, but then later on, it was like, oh, yeah, I got that. And it got me a lot of scholarships.
That's
and I'm
amazing.
like, hey.
I love that.
That's awesome.
That's a great story.
So Selena and you both work on this project together. What is your work dynamic like? Because you obviously had managed her career for years, and this was, a book that she had read, and it really impacted her, and, you both decided to move forward with the project. So what is it like working together in that capacity?
Actually, I really feel like the producing was a lot better than management. And we had, the media loves to, like, make way more exciting than I am. But, well, actually anything more exciting than it really is. But we had never had planned on managing her forever, because it started getting kind of, when she was younger, it was different because we had to be on set with her. We might as well like be the ones taking care of her because we care the best. But what 20-year-old wants their parents to say, so they call managers and they're like, can you go get me a car and bottle service and blah, blah. Like what 20-year-old wants that,
Yeah.
And so it started kind of getting where she was growing up and leaving, and she's really kind of aloof. Like she just wants to live her life because she's always on. And we would end up just spending time talking about business instead of being a family. And one time, like, I was like, okay, so this is mom. What the hell were you thinking? And then I go, this is manager. Okay, this is how we fix it. When in reality, as a mom, I don't want to fix it. Like, you need to learn your lesson. It was just getting a little too blurred. Yeah. And so on this, when you're producing, it's all just creative input. And she still gets to live her life, and I still get to like live my life, and we're not embedded, and we don't really talk about much when it's we're hanging around because we're in meetings talking about it, and so there's nothing to talk about. That's I mean, great. It just works better in that capacity. But that was actually supposed to be a transitional piece for her out of the channel because there's like really no roadmap to for females. It seemed like the guys got it right, like Ryan Gosling and Justin Timberlake and so and Shia LaBeouf, they all seemed to work on the channel, disappear, and then come back. And so they seemed to be getting a break, but none of the other kids girls really were able to do that. That's why the show is called Wizards of Waverly Place and not her character's name, like Sunny with a Chance or Hannah Montana or Raven or
interesting.
How am I? Lizzie McGuire.
I'm
forgetting who Hillary Duff is. So they actually wanted the character's name to be the name of the show, and we said no.
Oh wow.
We go no. We want an ensemble. So she can not be pegged as that as hard as the other people have been.
That's interesting. I love that though.
I feel, and this might come off a little wrong, but it is how I really feel, the sensitivity level of things that happen to kids. I almost feel like it's getting so like intense over the protection. It's like we're handing this tool to parents to communicate with their children, but there's such a fine line of helicopter parenting and being a parent. I always told Selena, you can tell me anything, you don't have to tell me everything, but I promise anything that's happening to you or your friends happen to me or my friends in some capacity. And it's, watch the signs. Obviously, if your kid's coming home stoned every day, that might be a problem. They smoke the joint, don't throw them in rehab.
Of course.
It's like, talk about it. It's like, so
I completely agree with you.
that I'm probably not wording it completely
right.
right.
No, we get you. I get you for sure.
Like the proper terms are, it's like
agree.
Everything is so amplified. The paranoia, I think, at some point is going to backfire. And so we just need to invest more in them than we do ourselves.
Yeah.
I love that.